Hola lovelies, this is Zoe with another video, and today I want to talk about these two black girls who got fired from Smoothie King. And some of y'all probably already heard the news because it went viral all over social media. And today I wanted to give my commentary on this, and I have a couple of videos to show you.
A woman was fired for refusing service to Trump supporters. Janiyah Michelle is an employee at a Smoothie King store in Ann Arbor, Michigan. She refused to serve two Trump supporters during her shift and publicly uploaded a video of the incident. In the video, Michelle clearly tells the customers, "We do not serve Trump supporters," and emphasizes that this is her company's policy. She proudly shared the video on social media, stating that this decision aligns perfectly with her personal beliefs. After the video went viral, Smoothie King's headquarters quickly responded, deciding to fire Michelle and stating that her actions were against company policy. Many people supported the company's decision to fire the employee, arguing that businesses should remain neutral and avoid involving political views in their work. However, a portion of customers expressed anger, believing that businesses should not interfere with customers' political choices, putting Smoothie King under significant public pressure. This decision elicited a strong reaction from the fans. Many loyal customers expressed their disappointment and launched a boycott campaign on social media platforms. What do you think of this approach? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. A woman was fired for refusing service to Trump supporters. Janiyah Michelle is an employee at a Smoothie King store in Ann Arbor, Michigan. She refused to serve two Trump supporters during her shift and publicly uploaded a video of the incident. In the video, Michelle clearly tells the customers, "We do not serve Trump supporters," and emphasizes that this is her company's policy. She proudly shared the video on social media, stating that this decision aligns perfectly with her personal beliefs. After the video went viral, Smoothie King's headquarters quickly responded, deciding to fire Michelle and stating that her actions were against company policy. Many people supported the company's decision to fire the employee, arguing that businesses should remain neutral and avoid involving political views in their work. However, a portion of customers expressed anger, believing that businesses should not interfere with customers' political choices, putting Smoothie King under significant public pressure. This decision elicited a strong reaction from the fans. Many loyal customers expressed their disappointment and launched a boycott campaign on social media platforms. What do you think of this approach? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Hi guys, it's Janiyah Michelle. I'm just going to explain what happened yesterday at Smoothie King Ann Arbor. So basically, it was really busy the whole day. It was just me and my other coworker. And basically, this couple comes in the midst of it being like super busy, so we cannot attend to them right away. We're just like, "Hello, we'll be with you in a moment." And they're just giving us really weird looks. And so like we're kind of looking at them back, like, what's going on? And that's when we realized they're wearing Trump merch. And that's when my coworker says to me like that, like, this is making me uncomfortable. Like this is weird. Like, because mind you, it was really the day right after Black History Month. And that's when Torta asked us if there was an issue, and that's when my coworker said like, "Yeah, we're uncomfortable because of your sweater, of your husband's sweater," and she was taking an order on the headset for the drive-through, and then so that's why I was doing most of the talking, because you know she was attending to the customers, so that's why like, yeah, like we are uncomfortable. And then that's when he immediately gets loud. As you can see guys in my video, we're just saying like, yeah, like we're uncomfortable, blah 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 blah, and then he immediately gets loud like, "Discrimination, you're discriminating against us." And that's when we start to get loud, because like this grown man is getting loud at us, and you know he's probably so angry because he is an ex-meth head, okay? And yeah, like I told them, like, as you guys can see in my video, I said we have the right to refuse service. Have a good day. They did not want to listen to that. Like, have a good day, SpongeBob Big Guy Pants, okay? Like, I'm not really sure what else to tell you guys, so that's why I kept repeating, "Have a good day, thank you." And then they started like asking us for our names, like saying that they were going to call the police on us, and it's just like, baby, you said you were going to leave, so what are you still doing here? The door, okay? And now everybody's attacking me online, all the boys. News stations have picked this up. I'm trending on every social media platform. It's not like, guys, like, we just gotta lock in and wake up. It's not about Trump, it's not about Biden, baby. Israel's the real issue here, okay? We all need to just wake up and accept it. And that's all the Queen Michelle has to say. Goodbye.
So I would like to say that I'm not surprised that these two ladies got fired, but I am surprised about how this keeps happening. And the reason why I say this because I remember last year, I remember reading an article about a nurse who got fired because she didn't want to take care of a patient who happened to be a Trump supporter. I remember hearing something on the news how a lady refused a Trump supporter service last year, and she ended up losing her job as well. A lot of people who have came out and said that they are not supporting or, serving or catering to Trump supporters have been fired. And I know a lot of people say, well, it might happen to them, but it will never happen to me. And that's why it's crazy that people keep doing this as if it's not going to happen to them. Now, I will say that it sucks that they got fired. And, it would be a miracle if they did get their job back, but I seriously doubt it because most companies, especially restaurants, they care more about their customers than their employees. It's like in most customer service businesses, they have a saying where they might say the customer is always right. And as somebody that worked in fast food and I worked at many restaurants like Taco Bell, Wendy's, Bojangles, and Dunkin' Donuts, and I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. And I've put up with a lot of rude customers who haven't always been right, and I have proved them wrong several times. Some they take accountability and actually apologize, and some don't want to apologize even though I was right and they were in the wrong. But this is kind of like the same situation, that they care more about the customer than their employees. And I wasn't surprised, like I said, I wasn't surprised that they got fired because this happened before and people got to nerve to keep denying service from Trump supporters. Now, I will say that I don't like Trump either. The first time I voted for Hillary, the second time Biden, and this time it was Team Kamala. But even though I never cared for Trump, I never turned away a Trump supporter at my job. I had plenty of Trump supporters come into my restaurant. I greet them, I smile, I'll take their order, give them their food so they can get the heck out. That's what you're supposed to do. I know a lot of people say, oh, they shouldn't have to take their money just because, they're customers. And technically you do, because that's what the restaurants want you to do. They care, like I said, they care more about their customers than employees. You are not supposed to turn away business. It's a business. They want people money. They don't care who you vote for. They don't know about your race, color, creed, sex. They just want your money. And in this case, I don't know if Smoothie King are Trump supporters or not, but this situation makes them look like Trump supporters. And now people are planning to boycott. And that's fine if they want to boycott. For me, I never went to Smoothie King. Most people, I don't really hear people talking about Smoothie King like that. Like, most people are crazy about Tropical Smoothie Cafe or maybe Planet Smoothie. That's where I used to work. And at Planet Smoothie, the smoothies was free because every time you work, you get free smoothies. But that was like the only smoothie place that I, had smoothies from. But I never went to Smoothie King. I never really heard nobody talk about Smoothie King like that. So yeah, in this case, this will help them, I guess, with the Trump supporters. But the people who are anti-Trump, they said they are boycotting and they might lose more business they wanted to. And so they claim they're trying to save their business by doing the right thing and firing these young black girls, but it's going to end up probably backfiring. And what's crazy is the wife had the nerve to be recording the two black girls. And usually when people are being discriminated against, they usually like to film people and they like to show people's faces. And so them showing the faces and giving that name, they help the girls get fired. But at the same time, the girls, I don't know if they know this, but the girls can countersue by saying, I'm a minor and you're not allowed to record me. Because I know if that was my child, I would sue them because they shouldn't be recording my child without my permission or their permission. And somebody tried to do that at my Wendy's. They tried to record one of my coworkers. Her name was Percy. And Percy let the man know that you can't be recording me. He decided to record everybody in the building because we ran out of syrup. Because he wanted syrup for his French toast. And she basically had to tell him that you are not allowed to record me without my permission because I'm a minor. And I know a lot of people don't know that. So yes, you can sue. I have some tea for y'all that I got this tea from a black woman on TikTok. And she said that the man is allegedly an ex-con. And I didn't know that. The Trump supporters, they called the cops on the two minors trying to get them locked up, and then guess what happened? They end up locking him up because he's an ex-con. Now, if you are an ex-con, or if you know you have one, I wouldn't be calling the cops like that, because most people, they know they've been in jail. They don't really want to call the cops, or they don't want anywhere near them. But yeah, he ended up calling the cops on the girls, and then the cops end up locking him up. And now they said the wife is online crying because her husband in jail. The black girl, her name Jemiah. they said that the GoFundMe people, they took it down. I guess they took it down because, she was discriminating against a Trump supporter. So they say this isn't a real cause, so you don't need money for that. So basically, she decided to, I guess, create like a Cash App or a PayPal account, which that's smart too. At least you can get money that way because they can't take that from you. But yeah, she tried to do a GoFundMe, but they took it down. So she decided to tell people, where to, give her money. And of course, there were like Trump supporters or like racist people in her comment section. I seen a comment from a dude that said, "How is unemployment?" And I would say that yes, she probably is upset that she got fired, but I doubt she really cares like that because, like I said, she's a minor, and like most minors live with their parents still. They don't have to pay bills. Like that was probably her like spending money, for her to get like McDonald's or something, or get her some new headphones, some new shoes, some new AirPods or whatever. Her parents just let her have her money so she can be able to get things she wants or needs. Like most parents don't want you to pay bills until you're like 18, but she's like 16, 17, so they're not going to ask her to pay bills. And besides, after this dies down, she can probably be able to find a job, maybe, because her name and face is like all over the internet and it went viral. And I know that some jobs in Michigan might not want to hire her because of what happened at the Smoothie King. They said, well, she did this, she denied service to customers at Smoothie King. Will she do the same thing at this company? So a lot of people are probably going to be afraid to hire her if they, remember her name and face. Hopefully that won't be the case. I hope she'll be able to find another job. But really, I want to get into these videos. I got a couple of videos to show y'all. Some of these videos, some of the people, they agree with the girl. They are on the girl's side. Then you have some videos where they are on the, the couple's side. So I'm going to show you these videos and I'll be back.
This man and his wife went to Smoothie King, and he was wearing a Trump hoodie. You can hear the manager in the back telling the worker that she feels uncomfortable. The worker said that they don't feel comfortable serving him. The wife gets on live and says that they're being discriminated against over his hoodie.
Yeah, we're at Smoothie King, and they're discriminating and saying we cannot get service because Jake has a Trump service on. You said we don't feel comfortable serving you because of my husband's hoodie. That is discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day.
That is illegal.
That's illegal.
I said Trump discriminates us.
You can hear the manager of Smoothie King telling the guy that Trump discriminates against us and that she did not feel comfortable serving him. The couple went on to say this is against the law, but that's not how it works. Businesses like Smoothie King absolutely have the right to refuse service, as long as they're not discriminating against a protected class and as long as they're not violating state or local law. A private-owned business like Smoothie King is not the government. The First Amendment protects people from government punishment speech, and it does not force private businesses to serve everybody. Basically, political clothing is not a protected class under federal law. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and make sure you share so people can be aware.
Hey y'all, this is Erica Lindemeyer. Erica Lindemeyer and her husband Jake Lindemeyer, who is a convicted felon, went to the Smoothie King in Ann Arbor, and Jacob made sure to wear a shirt that had Trump on it. The two young ladies that were working there, one was black, one was Latina, refused service because they felt uncomfortable, rightfully so, with them in the store. And this woman decides to go on live. They continue to try to make a whole big scene, which is really odd to me because she looked like, you ain't all white, ma'am. It's giving there's something going on in here, but I digress. They decide to talk about how they're being discriminated against, going on and on with these young ladies as opposed to just leaving the store. So here's Jacob, and he kept making qualms about how this was discrimination because, they always have to be some kind of way. They've got to be oppressed and try to be the victims, and that he was going to call the police because they were discriminating against him, which, sir, usually y'all who've been locked up, y'all pretty much usually know the law. But I guess this is something that's probably above your level of knowledge, that being discriminatory is not something you call the police for. That is a civil issue. The police are not coming to arrest somebody because they won't make you a smoothie. But, when you're dealing in meth, maybe the meth did something to your cognitive abilities, which is why you thought that the police were going to come do something because you weren't able to get your smoothie because you decided to come into the store and be antagonizing, And then Smoothie King, as opposed to standing up for what's right and ensuring that their people feel safe in a store, Smoothie King did a whole statement about how the employees were wrong, and now these young ladies have been fired because they did not feel safe as two young ladies in a store with Trump supporters who we have seen be violent and how they have treated minorities. But Smoothie King decided that this lady and her convicted felon husband were more important than making sure their employees felt safe. So Smoothie King, you now have graduated to target status and your ass is now being boycotted, which won't be hard to do because who really goes to Smoothie King? I think most people are hitting up Tropical Smoothie, but I digress. They've now decided to fire those employees. The young ladies have tried to do a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe was taken down. I do have the black young lady. Her name is Janiyah Michelle Williams. And so you can find her and donate to her directly since GoFundMe took their GoFundMe down. But of course, as all these racists do, Erica's now on the internet crying about how my children's lives being taken are being talked about. I don't know how your children's lives being taken are being talked about when your children are in the picture with you. You're just drumming up BS again because she probably learned, like the other racist who did crap and then went on Gives and Goes and got all this money, that this is just another grift. And now her husband doesn't have to be involved in meth anymore because he can be involved in getting money off of Gives and Goes for going into a store and being an antagonizer, and then instead of just leaving all over a $7 smoothie. May you and your wife and everybody in your bloodline suffer the karma that is going to come to you forever and ever.
Smoothie King, if y'all fire them girls, if y'all suspend them, y'all do anything but get them raises or leave them the fuck alone, y'all gonna be on strike next. A smoothie won't be bought the rest of the motherfucking year because them girls had the right to refuse service from them because they is POC. And if that man came in there with that red hat on and all that shit is triggering, and motherfuckers come into public places to make people feel uncomfortable. They had the right to refuse service. I don't give a fuck. We see all this shit that going on in the news because of this administration. The last thing a motherfucker want to do is be at work and see somebody coming in there with that shit on. It ain't right. We don't want to see it, and they had the right to refuse service. So all I know is if Smoothie King don't back them, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And then the man recording them on live while they at work, for what? It's just a smoothie. You can't have it. Go somewhere else. You just mad that you couldn't have some POC make you a smoothie and you feel some type of way that they told you no. No. No is no.
Y'all keep asking me if I have seen this whole Michigan thing, Smoothie King thing. Yes, Ebony has seen it. Yes. I have nothing outside of, I'm going to educate you real quick, that political views, it's not a protected class in the state of Michigan. Just want to be very clear there. It's not discriminatory. It's not protected. Businesses have a right to refuse. Owners, franchise owners have a right to fire whoever they want to. Do I agree with it? No. Smoothie King, say hello to Target for us.
You have two employees refuse to serve a couple because the husband had on a Donald Trump sweater. This was at Smoothie King's in Michigan. Look at this.
Because Jake has a Trump service on.
Okay, well,
So-
you said you were going to leave, so please just have a great day and leave so we can continue what we're doing. Like, thank you.
We were just wanting a smoothie, and you literally looked at us, and I asked you if everything was okay. You said we don't feel comfortable serving you because of my husband's hoodie.
Yes.
That is discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day. Like,
That is illegal.
that's illegal.
I said Trump discriminates us.
That has nothing to do with us wanting a smoothie.
Okay, but that's who you support. That's who you love.
You don't, but you don't own this. You don't own Smoothie King. Literally. Like, I'm confused. Is this a joke?
Good luck maintaining your employment.
I don't care. Like, have a great day. Our manager was here. She said the same thing to you. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying to you. Okay?
But hey, you know that's a crime, right?
It's not.
Discrimination
We
is a
have
crime.
the right to refuse service here, and that's what we
Not
did.
due to political views, though.
Those employees was later on fired and the company issued an apology. Now I hope the manager really didn't have them stand on that. And since the video went viral, you feel me? Now you feel like, oh, let's fire them because it's gonna make us a little better. But if that's words that you preached to them and told them they didn't have to do that, then you shouldn't have fired them. Now, baby girls, this kind of seems a little personal. Y'all wrong. Y'all are. Because somebody is wearing a sweater, y'all refusing to serve them at a company that y'all work at, where y'all serve people? Come on now. Just because they was representing dog, that don't mean that you can not serve them though when you have this type of job. What if you like Nicki Minaj, if you like blah blah blah, you feel me? Not to throw a shade at Nicki, but I'm saying, y'all heard about what her husband allegations is. What if your manager didn't want to hire you because she heard you or know that Nicki is your favorite artist? Not only that, we know that Nicki, who she representing. So are you still banging her music? Are you still buying her music? This is little shit like that. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing something out there. It's not even protesting or activism. That's discrimination. Personal politics ain't gonna cut it, boo. Shit, you probably work for a company that's racist or stand with Trump. But sometimes these motherfuckers be trying to come slapping in your face. So I understand if they didn't want to serve them, but you got to. That's your job, and you lost your job. Another thing, well, now you get a taste of the smoothie of the black people, what we go through of discrimination. You see how y'all couldn't get a smoothie? Just think about it, we can't get a job, we can't get apartments, we can't get housing, we can't get a car, we can't get a loan. Bitch, I ain't about to talk about no discrimination. But let's see if they gonna make these girls famous and rich with GoFundMes like they did the cinnamon lady who called somebody a nigga.
I'm gonna say it because somebody needs to say it. And it's gonna piss a lot of y'all off, but I gotta say it. I seen the whole viral situation about the man who walked into Smoothie King or some type of smoothie store, and he was refused service because he was wearing a Trump hoodie or a Trump t-shirt, whatever the hell. And I see that there are a lot of people who are celebrating it, a lot of people who find it to be funny, find it to be humorous, etc., etc. Now, unless I've read the reports wrong, it appears as though those two employees who refused him service have been terminated. They are gone. They are no more working at Smoothie King. And that's what they rightfully deserve, all right? The same way he has a right to wear what he wants to wear, they also, as individuals, have a right to not do their jobs. But not doing their jobs, which is to serve a person a smoothie, has consequences such as you get fired. It's simple as that. Here's my thing, right? Y'all, the ones who are laughing about the entire situation, y'all are saying, good, he deserved it, and all of this other stuff. Y'all are the same ones that would be outraged if it was flipped on the other end. Like if somebody black walked in there with Kamala on their shirt, or Hillary Clinton, or Joe Biden, or Barack Obama, walked in there with someone on their shirt that they are just fond of, simply fond of, and they was refused service because of what they had on, y'all will be the main ones finding an issue with it. So that leads me to believe on both sides of this fence, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Republican, or whether you are Democratic, y'all know right from wrong. And y'all know when something is wrong, when something is unfair, and when something is basically disrespectful. Y'all know. Because when it happens to y'all or someone that y'all, can relate to in some type of way, can see yourself in some type of way, you are running to their defense, right? You are running to call out the fuckery, right? But in this case, people find it funny because y'all don't like Trump. Y'all don't like America. Anybody who dares to be proud of their president or be proud of America, be proud to be American, is hated. When we live in America, you guys, you can easily leave. I'm not going to get on this video and pretend to be an American hater, because I'm not. I am proud to be American. I'm proud of America. Now, are there some things that America needs to work on? Absolutely. Is America perfect? No, it is not. Right? But I'm not in a rush, nor am I even considering moving to any other country outside of the United States of America. So I hate to beat a dead horse, But if you don't like it here, if you hate America so much, you hate Trump so freaking much, you hate Republicans so freaking much, you just hate them, you can leave, right? That's the good thing about being American. You can leave. You can give up your citizenship and leave and go get citizenship somewhere else. But are y'all going to do that? No, y'all are not.
Yeah, like we don't support that. Our company's not about that. Like we're not really comfortable with that. Okay, well you can have.
When will y'all learn to keep your political views at home? Unless the CEO from that job says that they're moving like this, you don't have the right to deny somebody service for a shirt that they have on. No matter who they're in support of, you don't have that right. So with that being said, you lost your job along with the other employee because y'all don't want to serve people who have on Trump supporting shirts. Y'all have lost your mind. Y'all have completely lost the plot. You are a cashier. Ring them up and give them their smoothie. It's a smoothie shop, for Pete's sake. Y'all keep trying to push all y'all political views and things that don't matter at the workplace and then wonder why y'all get fired. Oh no, you're wrong for firing me. They were supporting. So what, bro? You as an employee don't make those kind of decisions. You understand? Use this as a lesson. But maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Also, I appreciate y'all for the 20K. Now it's time to get to 50K, man. Let's get.
I find the outrage and the upset over the Smoothie King employees who refuse service to two MAGA paraphernalia-wearing customers a bit ironic.
Smoothie King announced that they fired 2 employees who allegedly refused to serve smoothies to Trump supporters at a location in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Those customers were Erica and Jane Lindemeyer.
They were asked to leave the store after an employee said that she felt uncomfortable serving Jake because of his sweatshirt featuring President Trump's name.
The idea that there should be zero repercussions for what you wear is another example of white privilege. Black people have known for 100 years that attire matters, and we have regulated ourselves accordingly. It was reflected in dressing properly with a hat and suspenders in the 50s to demonstrate self-pride and worth. It manifested post-Trayvon Martin when many black parents, myself included, warned our young men about wearing hoodies with the hoods up. And it remains active today, where some of my friends will ensure they wear their college or law school sweatshirts to the gym to signal to white people that they are not a threat. Clothes, realistically, have always mattered to and for black people. Indeed, in some instances, being a matter of life or death. The fact that the Smoothie King incident was even a thing highlights the disparity and freedom white people have had in dressing as the way they choose without any thought of repercussions. And let's be clear. Not all clothing is created equal. The outward and brash wearing of Trump and MAGA gear is sending a message. It's not the same as similar shirts for Bush and McCain in past years. This president and the MAGA movement are assaultive to black people due to the hostility they have towards us and their many efforts to work towards our detriment. Not quite a Klan hood, but certainly hostile. When we see it, it evokes fear and anger.
I saw a TikTok of a girl working at Smoothie King denying service to a Trump supporter, and you know what that made me say? That made me say, damn, you know what sounds good? Smoothie King.
I know you thought that was cute, but I also got Smoothie King because they did the right thing. Instead of bending to the woke mob, they fired those workers and apologized.
You said you were gonna leave, so please just have a great day and leave so we can continue what we're doing. Like, thank you.
You guys saw that viral moment about Smoothie King, right? And the Trumpies? She's trying to explain it.
And basically this couple comes in the midst of it being like super busy, so we cannot attend to them right away. We're just like, hello, we'll be with you in a moment. And they're just giving us really weird looks, and so like we're kind of looking at them back like, what's going on?
That'd be a cool story, Michelle, but here's the problem. You recorded yourself at Smoothie King actually making fun of these people, saying that you were not serving Trumpies. Oh, did you forget about that part? What about your video?
Yes. Okay, well, have a great day. Like, you're so weird. Like, that's illegal. Okay.
I said Trump discriminates us.
Right. Okay, but that's what you support. That's what you love, though. So go ahead. Have a great day.
Nonetheless, tell the story you want, try to buffer it, but the reality is that you were already targeting Trumpies. Trumpies. Here's the thing, though. I guess the pressure really hit because Smoothie King says you're gone, right? Is that what this is right here? So listen, you don't have to worry about any more Trumpies there, right?
And that's when we realized that we're in Trump merch. And that's when my coworker says to me, like, that, like, this is making me uncomfortable. Like, this is weird. Like, because mind you, it was really the day right after Black History Month. And that's when Torta asked us if there was an issue, and that's when my coworker said, like, yeah, we're uncomfortable because of your sweater, of your husband's sweater, and she was taking an order on the headset for the drive-thru, and then so that's why I was doing most of the talking, because you know she was attending to the customer, so that's why, like, yeah, like we are uncomfortable, and then that's when he immediately gets loud. As you can see, guys, in my video, we're just saying like, yeah, like we're uncomfortable, blah 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 blah, and then he immediately gets loud like, discrimination, you're discriminating against us.
Okay, so first of all, in the videos that we watched, there's nobody there. So you yelling at them, they're literally the only people there, and they were refusing them service. So even if they were super busy beforehand, the other customers got their smoothies and left. And so now it's their turn. That's the reason why they were looking at them like, hello, acknowledge our existence. We're here. We've been waiting. We want to order a smoothie. And then they're just like, oh, they're wearing Trump gear. I'm so uncomfortable. I can't do my job. I think I'd rather just like scroll on TikTok instead because I'm so uncomfortable. Give me a break. Give me a break. Your job is to be like, what kind of smoothie do you want? And then make the smoothie. What are you talking about? Made you uncomfortable because they were wearing a Trump shirt. And then they looked at you like, oh, why aren't you doing your job? Come on. I'm so sick and tired, though, seriously, of it going so far for people to be so rude, so discriminatory, and then be like, oh, well, it was because it made me uncomfortable. It's kind of like there's a tax in Austin, Texas, and then it's like, oh, let's not talk about the person who did it because we wouldn't want to make them uncomfortable. Those groups, we wouldn't want to give those groups a bad stereotype. Meanwhile, these people's lives were taken while they were at a bar. Okay, we don't care about your feelings. It's gone too far, this whole empathy. Oh, yes, you know, they were uncomfortable. No, you made many people uncomfortable by refusing them service and being so belittling to them because they decided to pick a shirt out of their closet that said Trump on it that morning. That was maybe gifted to them for Christmas or during the election or maybe during a special event when they went to the inauguration or to a rally that has memories of happiness and family and togetherness. And you're trying to put that down. Okay? That's the true uncomfortableness. And it's much more than that. So Smoothie King.
So those were the videos. Some of them I agree with them, some of them I didn't. Like I said, it's a shame that these two young ladies got fired for, not wanting to, serve Trump supporters. But like I said, this happened before. At restaurants, they are like money hungry, and they, like I said, they care more about the customer than the employees. So I knew that they were going to get fired. This wasn't shocking because this happened a lot in the past, and people keep thinking that this won't happen to them. That's the crazy part. Like I said, I worked at plenty of restaurants in the past, and I made sure to put the customers first. I didn't care if they was a Trump supporter, and it was crazy. It never used to be this way. Like back in the day, it didn't matter which party you voted for. They would like whoever you voted for. If they didn't win, it's like people didn't care, you know, they let bygones be bygones. Go about your day and you go about your life. But ever since Trump started running for president, it seems like now people really care about who you voted for, because that man said some awful nasty things about certain groups of people. He talked bad about people of color. He said a lot of inappropriate stuff. So I get why people do not want to support that man. But one thing you shouldn't do, like, I know there's a couple of things you shouldn't do. Like, one of the things you shouldn't do, they always tell you don't mix business with pleasure. The second thing you should never do is don't bring politics to work, because really, like the girl said in the video, that she didn't want to serve them because they Trump supporter, and she told the couple why they didn't want to serve them, because Trump doesn't like people like them, black people. But really, they don't want to support or serve people, support Trump because of who he is and what he said in the past. And I think that you shouldn't have to, you know, serve people who you disagree with. But when it comes to restaurants or when it comes to customer service in general, you are not supposed to talk about it at your job. And you're not supposed to, you know, deny the service of the customer. Like I said, I worked in a restaurant for years, and I had a bunch of Trump supporters come to my job, and all I did was smile and took their order and gave them their food. Not too long ago, we opened a new Bojangles, and at the grand opening of the Bojangles, there were Trump supporters there, of course. And all I did was I was outside, and I was outside passing out flyers and stuff. All I did was smile, wave, told them, you know, oh, hello, welcome to Bojangles. And then after got their food and we're about to leave, I told them, thank you for coming. Please come again. That's all you can say. That's all you need to say. You don't need to say anything else. You're not supposed to deny people for service because of who they voted for. Just take their money and go. Because let me tell you, even if they do support Trump, it's money. All money is green. If they are a Trump supporter and they are willing to buy something from your restaurant or something from your grocery store or clothing store, then you should not turn away the service. Take the money, because their money will pay your bills. Really, I feel like in the future, more people who are anti-Trump should just not say nothing. Like, don't say anything, because you don't know, some people might try to record you like these couple did, try to record you and get you fired. And let me tell you, it's hard to find a job in this economy. It's very hard to find a job in this economy. That's why a lot of people are trying to get up out of the USA. The new American dream is moving out of America. And I don't blame some people, because it's hard. The cost of living is crazy. I feel bad for the two girls, but I hope they find a job. I really do. I hope they find a job. And if you actually care, you can donate, because I think one of these TikTokers, they gave her information out for y'all to donate to her, like Cash App or something. But that's all I have to say for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.